Here we are then, in case you weren't sure, we're outside Damerells Motorcycles in Cornwall. Bit of a cloudy day after all this brilliant sunshine we've got, and we've been given this little beast to have a look at. Okay, this is the Royal Enfield Classic 500 Scrambler. You know, it looks pretty cool, doesn't it? With the red frame and the nice big chromed exhaust and the silver bit. I remember my dad having things like bikes like this when I was a kid. You know, my dad's been dead a while now. He died when he was 85, and he had Nortons and BSAs and all sorts of things. And when we're standing talking to guys, you know, they always go, "Oh, I had this, and I had a whatever, you know, and 350 this, and I, you know, this is what I think those kind of bikes look like." Royal Enfield, one of the longest producing bike companies in the world, I believe. Made in India. I think they're doing pretty well, but this is not a bike you want to go out on probably tour the world on, although you probably could. This is the sort of thing you want to polish up in your shed on a Saturday night before you go out to a bike show in the morning. Right, so I've got it started. Didn't use the kickstart because this has an electric start on it as well, which is amazing. A long time ago I had an old an Armstrong bike that a mate of mine had. It was a kickstart. Could I get that thing going? It was absolutely horrendous. Guess what I'm riding? Today I'll be mostly riding...
A bicycle?
Yeah, close. A powered bicycle. Velocipede.
What is it?
It is a Royal Enfield Classic 500 Scrambler.
Wow.
Amazing. It's a really nice looking bike, isn't it?
It does look good.
It looks exactly like the bikes that my dad had when I was a kid. He had all these BSAs, and like we said in other videos, you know, we've done, you know, people come up to and talk to you about the old bikes they had. In my head, this is that kind of bike. Did I like it to ride? No, I didn't. I gotta be honest. It was. It's not what I thought it was going to be. Really nice in the fact that it's nice and small. It's light. You know, it's classic. It just couldn't get on with it, and we've ridden it for quite a while. Only had 24 miles on the clock when we got it. Got substantially more now. There were some fundamental things that I found really awkward. If you're going to buy this kind of bike, I think what you're going to be doing is taking it to shows and riding it for 10 miles on a Sunday or something like that. But the most important part for me would be sitting in the shed, polishing it at night in preparation for taking it out on a Sunday. But it does look smooth, doesn't it? You've got to be honest.
It looks like I would imagine the dispatch riders in the war would have.
There you go. This seat is awesome, really comfortable. Honestly, and I'm very happy with that. When you ride in it, the tank, it feels natural to sit with your knees clutched against it. Nice substantial tank there. The exhaust looks really sexy, and the chrome on it is gorgeous. You've got the engine case in there, which is like old school, isn't it? It's what they're all about, isn't it? But it frustrates me. There's even, look at this, a kickstart. When was the last time you saw that on a new bike? It is a 2020 bike. I've got to be honest, I had to use the electric start because I couldn't get the kickstart to work. And like I said in the video, you know, I had a mate who had an Armstrong and I couldn't even get that to work as well. And they're big old beast, you know. But lovely red frame, nice silver paintwork. It looks fantastic. It does look really, really nice, but it's basic. If you come round and have a look at the control panel,
the theatre of dreams.
If you say that, that's it.
Wow.
There's nothing. It's got ABS, it's got a fuel gauge of some kind, a speedo, and you can't. It doesn't tell you what gear you're in.
I haven't seen those for years. The ones that tick round.
A proper odometer, I think they're called. Odometer. Mirrors. Take them off because they're absolutely useless. And I was laughing at Toby's just done a review on another kind of bike, and he was saying how good the Royal Enfield mirrors were. Same type, just can't see out of them. I see my shoulders in them. I've tried everything to arrange it. Just can't do it.
Perhaps you've just got broad shoulders, Mark.
I have. But nice, comfortable handlebars on it, like you would imagine from an old school bike. There's nothing LED about it, it's just bulbs. Doesn't this whole number plate look pretty cool though? With the red bits over the top. Sorry, not a number plate.
Mudguard.
Mudguard. I was saying that because when my dad had a bike like this, they used to have a number plate that was here.
Oh yeah, that's
fitted
true,
on top, you know, to slice the pedestrians up when they hit them.
Yeah.
So it hasn't got that. It's got twin shocks on the back. You know, it does look nice, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Interesting thing here though, all the Royal Enfields we've seen so far have all had fender extenders on them. How about that?
You have got an eye for detail, haven't you, Mark?
I have. It's my Siemens eye. It's this one. But it just looks nice. Under here is the, I think it's the air filter that's under there. Like we've said previously, it's not carbed, although it looks like a carb. It's all injected, so it's modern. And it's just got the big cylinder there. It just thumps along. There is an issue. God, I had some issues with it. When we rode it to where we are now, you'll hear on the commentary, all I did was grunt and groan and complain a little bit about it. And the problem is, these things, they're massive. The footrests on it, the foot pegs, sorry. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to sit up on it. The riding position is a bizarre riding position for this kind of bike, because when you're sat on the bike, I think it's in gear. Oh no, it's not. I'll put it in gear. There you go. You'll notice how your knees are quite angular, but they're in front of your hips. Your feet are in front of your hips. It's a nice upright position, but because of that, when you're trying to change gear, because of the thickness of the rubber on the foot pegs, if you come round, I couldn't get my foot underneath, and it was a real issue to do that. It just, look at that. That's really awkward. And I've got adventure boots on, but I think if you're thinking this is a scrambler and people would possibly take it scrambling, that's a problem.
Yeah.
Do you know? Which is a shame. It's not in gear now, and it's still not in gear. But it does look nice. However, that caused me to miss quite a few gears when I was riding. Toby was so close at one point because he was concentrating on his bike, and we were at a junction, missed gears, got it in neutral, couldn't tell what gear I was in. But once he got up to speed, and we're not talking massive speeds here because that's not what this bike is about, 50, 55 miles an hour, it was nice to steer it, you know, it was easy and it's nimble and all the rest of it. However, there is another issue. The vibration was awful. Now it's got knobbly tyres on it, so you have to sort of go, knobbly tyres, it's going to vibrate. But when we came down through a place called Grand Pound Road and we slowed down, I was in second gear waiting for some traffic to move, the vibration through the foot pegs was all the way up into my ears. I could actually feel it in my ears. It was not very comfortable at all. Lots of vibration from the handlebar and from the foot pegs, even with those big rubber stoppers on them, you know what I mean? Which is, that's not what I imagined it would be. But it sounds lovely when it's working. I've got to make sure it's not in gear now. Listen to this.
Now that's what I imagine the other one to sound like.
Yeah. On the Interceptor, it sounds, the 650 Interceptor, it sounds like a proper bike, doesn't it? This is an old thumper, and this is what old bikes sound like, you know, single cylinder bikes.
You can see the whole bike bobbing about.
So that vibration, if you're riding single cylinders, you have to accept that there is going to be a vibration. They're like, you know, they're just big donkeys, you know, and a 500 cylinder cc engine is a big engine, but
Let it tick over.
oh, and I've stalled it. That's because I pressed the kill switch. You can see the vibration there.
Yeah.
Look at the mirrors. So you're riding with that, and when you're stationary at a junction, your whole body's doing this, you know. And so that's, I don't think it needs to be like that, you know.
But this bike isn't about it being like an old bike, isn't it?
It looks fantastic. It looks what it's supposed to be. I'll switch that off now somehow. It looks what it's supposed to be, and you can't fault it for that. But if you're trying to make something modern, something old work modern, does that make sense? Is that good England?
Yeah.
All right.
As good as mine.
I think you have to do a little bit more. You know, it's very nice. It does exactly what it says on the tin. It is a scrambler bike. People will take it off, but you know, it's uncomfortable to ride. Those rubber foot pegs are just not what you would imagine. And if you are taking it scrambling, you wouldn't want rubber bungs there. You'd want something a little bit grippy, wouldn't you, you know? So, but Royal Enfield dates back to the year when, you know, people were riding horses and lances and had big suits of armour and things like that. It's a nice looking bike. It looks spectacular in the colour scheme. Seat's comfortable. I like it, but I'd never buy one because it just doesn't tick any of the boxes I need. People will buy them, and they'll buy them in their hundreds, I'm sure, because it just is what it is. But I think Royal Enfield needs to do a little bit of work on the vibration of it. I can't really say much more about it. You know, there's a bike for everyone. It's not for me. Buy one and take these off because they're pointless. Can't see anything out of them. But there we go. So there's nothing else like this, as far as I'm aware. You know, there are bikes that look similar to it, but this is old school. You know, this will take you around India at 5 miles an hour. But you know, and if it breaks down, somebody will be able to come along with a spanner and a screwdriver and go, I can fix that for you. You know, can't do that with a lot of bikes. So for that reason, it's awesome. It just has a few issues, I think. Anyway, if you like it, give us a thumbs up. Toby's going to put all the specs on and the subscribe button and all that lot, and we'll see you in the next video.